it's a new day, and now I'm ready to try actually cooking eggs from my car. It's already extremely hot because of the sun, but we need to power it up. Let's try it. I'm a little bit worried that it's not gonna work, and I'll explain why once we open the hood. Always the best part. I am holding the camera in the hand that I need. As usual, we have to take this off there. And of course, the power inverter is in here where I put everything on top of that we're gonna need. Awesome. Pop this open, and it's right in there, 1600 watts. This I'm just gonna set, as always, right on my windshield. So my battery, this is not my battery. I have a Chrysler Dodge, so the battery is actually underneath this headlight. They put the battery in the worst place ever. You have to actually take out the headlight, you have to take out the whole front assembly of the car to get to the battery. So what they do is they attach a wire and run it over here for your positive for jump starting. That way you don't have to take apart your whole car to jump start it. But the wire that they use to connect it, I hope to God, can supply at least 1400 watts, because if it can't, the wire could melt, which would be bad. We're gonna find out today though. Either the wire's gonna melt or it's not gonna melt, and this is my only car. Let's cross our fingers, this is for science. Let's do it. First we're going to attach our lovely positive here. Awesome. Delicious. That has been attached, and our lovely negative here as well. Brown, as some people like to say. Those are two different things though, but yes, those are attached. Now we're gonna turn on the car before turning the device on, because it will drain the battery faster than anything you have ever seen. There's that noise from the car again. There we go, good. I need to get that extension cable and connect it here underneath all these clothes that I've put in here. I have to untangle this because I need to run it all the way to the back of my car, which I don't normally have to do. The device is on, we got power over here. Now I just need to close the trunk and put everything on top again. We're gonna make some eggs on my car. It's hot out here. I just want to power this thing and just see if it works. It should work, I'm not too worried. The thing is, it's already hot, so I can't really tell. I'm not gonna, if I put my hand on there and it burns, it's probably working. So of course, this is what transfers electricity to the actual thing, so we gotta plug this in here. Just wiggle it in fully, and then we're gonna plug it in to the extension cable. This is the most insane process for making eggs ever. Now I'm gonna turn it on here. I absolutely hear it. We're gonna go 250. Go 250 and just, it is not on. It doesn't look like it's on. Let's go over here and check and see. The device is on. Okay, good. The red light did not stay on though. So we're gonna try again. 250. It looks like there's no light happening, so I'm not quite sure what that means. I don't know if this is actually gonna work. The red light is not on though. That's a problem. I don't know if it's actually working or if that's just the sun heating it up. It doesn't seem like it. Let's check everything. Looks like everything is good there. Looks like my lovely device is still on. The green light is still on. There's no issue up until maybe this point here. Now the extension cable can totally handle it. I can tell you that much. So the only thing I can think of is that maybe there's something wrong with the device here. Or maybe it's just not getting enough electricity. Now the problem with this is you're gonna have people looking at you being like, what is this guy doing? People are gonna drive by as someone just did and slow down and be all nosy and be like, what is he doing? Is he doing something illegal? No, I'm cooking eggs for my car. Relax yourself and stop being nosy. So you'll have to deal with that sort of stuff. But hey, if anyone comes up and they're questioning you, you just say, hey, you want a free egg? You want a pancake? I still do not feel the heat. I don't think it's working. So that's gonna have to take some troubleshooting. But other than that, everything seems to be working fine with the car, so at least that's not broken. All right, so I got this plugged in here inside, and turn it on, it absolutely lights up. So I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what the issue is. That makes zero sense to me. I tried plugging in my phone to charge from the power inverter on both outlets. They both worked. So this did not blow a fuse in the power inverter. I don't understand. The only thing I can think of is there's just not enough power going to it to keep it powered on from the car, which makes zero sense because this is a 1400 watt device. And that should be supplying enough power. So as you can see, I tried to use this griddle, as it's called. It cost me $20 at Walmart. I'm cleaning it off. It's disgusting. It smells like meat. It uses 1400 watts as opposed to anything higher. And my power inverter for my car is 1600 watts. So there's zero reason that this should have failed. But it did. It just didn't work in my car. But it works perfectly in the Airbnb. Now, this would also work very well in an RV style vehicle, right? I would be able to cook anything I wanted to on this griddle, or I could just use the RV stove. So, I mean, pretty much everything would be easier to do in an RV type vehicle. And I'm not talking about like a giant ass RV that you would normally think about. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like a van-sized RV. If you guys watch Adam the Woo on YouTube, he travels around, well not, I don't know if he does it now, but he has a vehicle that he's called Large Marge. It is a large van style RV. It's a very small RV. It's almost like a large van really. It has like a microwave. I don't know if it has a little stove, but you don't need one as long as there's counter space, which there is, because I can use this griddle. You know, kitchen storage, everything. It's like a small little kitchen. He also has a bedroom with a bed, and he has, I believe he has a toilet on board and a shower on board. I could be wrong, but there are vehicles very similar to that that have both those things. Now that would make everything about living in a vehicle so much easier than it is in a car. I wouldn't have to go to a gym to take a shower. I wouldn't have to rely on McDonald's for food. Now it is possible I could power a microwave from my car, but if this griddle failed, I don't know. I don't know why this griddle failed. I really don't. There's zero reason. All the electronic, you know, theory, wattage, amperage, everything, it makes sense that this would work, but for some reason it just completely did not work. So if I got like a 700 watt microwave, which should work with my power inverter because it can go up to 1600 watts, that should work in my car. I should be able to have a microwave in my car, you know, for those meals that I could have. Like I could go in for dinner and get like a microwavable meal. But, you know, I'm trying to eat healthier anyway. I've been making a lot of eggs, and cheeseburgers aren't healthy, but the ones you make yourself are healthier than McDonald's cheeseburgers. They cost a little bit more also, but they're healthier for you. So that's what I've been doing. I'm slowly changing my diet to be healthier. So having an RV instead of a car, it would be much easier to prepare healthier meals. It'd be easier to prepare meals in general, you know? It'd just be easier to do everything in an RV. And plus, filming videos is such a huge pain in the anus when you're in a car. There's no privacy at all. The windows are just completely exposed. People walk by, they're like, oh my gosh, what is that guy doing? It's just much easier to conceal all that stuff in an RV. I can have a room, and my set can look even better, like I'm in a home almost, just a very small room. It'll look much better than being in a car, which you can easily tell you're in a car, which is ugly for a backdrop. So the vehicle size also of the car is so small, it was always getting messy. It's very hard to keep that vehicle size clean when you're living in it. Very hard to keep everything organized. So I just think if I'm gonna actually do this, it needs to be a bigger vehicle. It has to be. It has to be a bigger vehicle. Now, that all being said, right, I do need to wash my spatula here. Is it possible to live in a car? Yes, it's possible. But is it a hassle and a half? Yes, it is. Is it worth it? No, it's not. Not for me, at least. Would I be able to do it very easily in an RV? Oh, yeah. I was actually looking at a used RV recently for a very good price. I had it inspected. Turns out there was 8 pages of stuff wrong with the RV, and I was supposed to buy that just a couple days ago. So I was very close to having an RV. It would have cost me like 90% of all the money that I currently have, which would be really scary because I'd be dipping into money that I'm supposed to save for taxes as well. I'd have to just rely on the hope that I would make it all back by the time tax season comes around. So I'm kind of glad it didn't happen because it would have been really scary. Now that I don't have an RV, now that I know that I'm not going to live in a car, my best course of action is to do one of 2 things. Here are the options, okay? I can either save up money for an RV. It'll take like a year, 2 years, maybe even 3 years. I really don't know. It depends on how much money I make from YouTube. I'd love to have an RV. I'd love to do that. I think that that is the option I will go with at some point. Another option is I can just continue to Airbnb hop. And I've been Airbnb hopping only here in Orlando, Florida, because I love Disney World. But I just really miss traveling. Like when I went on that road trip earlier this year, that was so much fun. I really miss doing that. I wish I could do that constantly. So when I went ahead and thought, I was like, I'm Airbnb hopping in one location. What is wrong with me? I can literally just book my next Airbnb somewhere else and go travel there, you know? So that's what I did. I have this Airbnb until November 8th. Now my parents are coming in town, not in town to Orlando, but to Destin, Florida. That's about 6 hours away from here for a wedding, and I'm going to the wedding as well. And I don't have any fancy clothes to wear, so I'm just gonna wear normal clothes to that wedding, but it's a beach wedding, it should be fine. Whatever, who cares? So my parents are coming to Destin, Florida from like November 2nd to the 5th or whatever the hell, whenever they're coming, I really don't even know. But they are coming. So, my Airbnb ends November 8th, so that's like right around the same time. I could go to Destin, Florida, which is 6 hours northwest of here, and I could go drive all the way back here just for like 3 days, right? And then find another Airbnb in Orlando and just do the same exact thing I've been doing all year pretty much since February. Or I can do what my crazy brain thought up, and I could do the exact same road trip I did earlier this year again, but only this time during the Christmas season. Because I saw Disney World, where I am now, during Christmas last year. I was here on vacation. I got to see the beautiful castle, all lit up, sparkly. And this year, I want to see Disneyland. They do the same thing with their castle. Of course, it's really small. Plus, I want to experience LA weather during Christmas time, because Kansas City, disgusting. I booked an Airbnb for Las Vegas for November 10th through the 17th. So that gives me 5 days to drive from Destin all the way to Las Vegas. Am I gonna need all 5 days? Probably not. That lets me take it slow. I can stop at some fun stuff along the way. I want to stop at Roswell, New Mexico. I really want to go to Roswell, New Mexico. So anyway, while I'm over here off camera, sorry you can't see me, I'm gonna go visit Roswell, New Mexico. I've always wanted to go there, never been there. It's directly on the way. I'm gonna go to Las Vegas for a week, hang out in Las Vegas, because Las Vegas is my favorite city on earth. And then I'm going to go from Las Vegas on the 17th to LA. And that means that I'll have access to Disneyland for an entire month during the Christmas season, which is amazing, and it's gonna be awesome. And I'll have access to LA during that whole month as well, which is awesome. And it's gonna be great. Never been to LA during Christmas time, so that's gonna be awesome as hell. And then once that's over, my Airbnb in LA ends. This is pepper, by the way, just black pepper. Once that Airbnb ends on December 17th, I'm gonna drive to Kansas City. I'll spend Christmas with my family. Visiting my parents for like 2 weeks or a week or however long in December saves me money because I don't have to pay to stay with them. That will offset the cost to stay in LA for that month. That way I'm not gonna really be spending much more money than I normally would on an Airbnb here in Florida, and I'll get to go to LA. How cool is that? I get to visit my dogs and my parents for Christmas. Then after that, who knows what will happen? I may Airbnb hop around the country. I don't know what's gonna happen, but that's a long time from now. So I'll figure that out when I get to that point. So no car living, just traveling, just enjoying the world and enjoying the YouTube and all that stuff, and it's just gonna be a really, really great time. What am I gonna do now that the homeless challenge is over? What's gonna happen? Well, the original purpose of this channel was to document my big road trip earlier this year, so we filmed all of that. I still haven't uploaded like 90% of that. So that's what's gonna take over on this channel until all that footage is done. But that is the plan. That's what you're gonna start seeing now that this homeless challenge is done. Get ready, there's a lot of fun stuff in there. There's a lot of fun stuff in there. There's Disneyland, you'll get to meet a lot of characters. Look at that. So that's the plan. I just wanted to tell you while I'm making burgers, that's the plan for this channel. You're gonna see the rest of the trip that I went on before, because that was a donation goal. It has to be done. I never planned to stop doing that. I just never told anyone that the homeless challenge was just a temporary thing until we go back to that. Once that's all done, I'm gonna start documenting whatever I'm doing in my life. I don't know what's gonna happen, but it's a journey. It's a journey that we're gonna take and make together. And that is a burger if I've ever seen one. Oh my God. It's gonna be great. I just wanted to give you an update. Yeah, I'm excited for the future. What the future holds, I don't know, but I'm very excited. I can't wait to go back and hang out with my friends in LA. It's gonna be awesome. I'm excited. Have some more sushi and stuff like you'll see. Oh my God, we had the funniest experience getting sushi. I never expected my life to be like this, you know? 20 years I lived in Kansas City doing nothing. I lived in Kansas City just doing nothing. I would wake up, go to my grocery store job all day long, and then come back and go to sleep and wonder what the hell am I doing with my life? Why am I even doing this? Why would I waste my life living somewhere where there's nothing to do, going to a job that I hate? It makes no sense, but I did it because I had to get to where I am now. Even though I'm still poor as hell, but at least I'm able to travel freely because I work on the internet. So I can go to LA, I can do this stuff. As long as I just find cheap accommodation, which I have found a really cheap place to stay in LA, which is awesome. I'm really excited. It's gonna be awesome. The homeless lifestyle may come back if I end up purchasing an RV, but for now, it's just traveling without an RV, so it'll be a fun time. Can't wait. Oh my God. This is really good.